Hi there, Summoners! GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes, and tonight we are getting the reveal of the next Emblem Hero to drop into the game in just a couple of days. So, I think they're probably going to want to end the year with a bang, and out of the available next set of units, I'm thinking Lyn. I think Lyn is probably a prime choice to end the year on a powerful new Emblem Hero. I don't think it's going to be Hector. We just got a new version of Hector recently. I guess they could go with somebody like Leaf as well. So those are going to be my guesses, either Lyn or Leaf. We got the trailer pulled up here. Let's go ahead and watch it together. Raw for the first time, just react to who gets revealed and the art and everything else, and then take a closer look at the character as a whole to see if this is, I think, ultimately a banner worth pulling on. I will say that, generally speaking, Emblem Heroes are just so critical and crucial and pivotal in the game right now as it stands that it's probably going to want to summon on it whoever it is, but let's go ahead and get started and see who we've got lined up today. Let that UI leave. Okay, so who have we got? A new Emblem Hero joins the battle, and that's Lyn. That is definitely Lyn. Okay, of Blazing. Alright, so she is going to be an infantry green archer. Okay. Alright, and taking on that Fjorm duo. Lady's Bow. Astra Storm. Alright, Speed Taker 4 for the B slot. Interesting. Panic Smoke 4 as well. Wind's Howl. It's kind of interesting. I didn't see any unique skills. Interesting. Emblem Guide You. Oh, the Sky Shot. Nice. Okay, okay. Wait, what the heck is that? Wait, what is... Wait, what? Style function allows you to change the hero's battle style.
Let's go.
What? Can attack foes 6 spaces away 3 times by changing style. For engaged ally attack, also preempt pulse. Okay, there's a lot to digest here. Okay. Alright, I'm guessing the kit will explain that a little bit better, but it looks like she has a style change? Emblem Heroes can engage with other heroes, of course. And there's the Emblem Effect. So one of the biggest reasons why Emblem Heroes are just so critical and so crucial to get in this game is because of the Emblem Effect and the ability to effectively make any other character vastly, vastly stronger just by engaging. So it looks like her switch style, or style switch, is also going to be relayable through the actual engaging, so I'm curious about that, of course. Taking a look at the other characters here that are available. Alright, so we do have a fair number of other Emblem Heroes. Rune is also going to be available on the banner. And we've got the Choose Your Legends heroes, of course, at the end of the year, making a return. Okay, alright, so yes, it is going to be Lyn, and again, Lyn, fan favorite, very, very popular character. As an Emblem Hero, going to be incredibly useful for any account, effectively. That's just the way the game is right now. An Emblem Hero just vastly increases the versatility of your characters, and so I don't think Lyn is going to be any exception to that. And again, she comes with a whole new mechanic tied to her, at least right now, for the time being, and we might see style switches in the future. But yeah, okay, alright, it is going to be Lyn, and starting on the 24th, and going until the 16th, so that is a good chunk of time. That's almost an entire month where this banner is going to be live to be able to summon for her. So, alright, well, let's take a closer look at Lyn here and see if this is a banner I think is worth summoning on. Spoiler alert, I think this is almost certainly going to be a yes on that front. Again, just by nature of her being an Emblem Hero in general, I think it's probably going to be, the value is probably going to be there. But let's go ahead and take a closer look here. Alright, so here is Emblem Lyn, once again, infantry green archer, and she does have that telltale glow of being an emblem hero. Has her classic tunic look with the plenty of thigh exposure, with the high slit on the side, the high ponytail whipping behind her, the bow at her side, the knee-high boots. Can't really go wrong with this. It's a classic look, once again. I do like how her standard art does have her clearly floating, so she is sort of a kilter, kind of leaning to the side, and so that does make it a little bit more interesting and more dynamic of a standard art, rather than her just kind of standing there. Alright, so Lady's Bow is going to be her weapon. 14 might, killer slaying effect, effective against flying foes. At start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +6, desperation, and preempt pulse to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Interesting. So preempt pulse grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before unit's first attack during combat. That is absurd. That is really, really strong. That is effectively going to be a preemptive special charge, right, before the first attack, which is very, very powerful. Not only does she have that for herself as a status effect, she's going to relay that to allies within 2 spaces, so that is quite, quite powerful. Desperation, of course, meaning that she can't attack twice in a row. So that is altogether going to be quite potent, especially with the killer slaying effect. Astra Storm being a 2-turn cooldown. That does mean that on her first initiation, all things being, all lights being green, that does mean that she is going to proc Astra Storm immediately. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to units attack speed equal to 6 plus 20% of unit speed at the start of combat. So got some scaling off the speed stat here. Deals +7 damage, excluding AoE specials, and reduces the percentage of foes non-special. Okay, got damage reduction piercing in here as well. Very, very valuable. And also, if decreasing the speed difference necessary to make a follow-up attack by 25 would allow the unit to trigger a follow-up attack, excluding guaranteed or prevented follow-ups, triggers potent follow X% during combat. If unit cannot perform a follow-up attack and attack twice, X equals 80, otherwise X equals 40. So this does mean that Lyn is going to be able to add another attack onto her standard attack, and the fact is, she's already going to be super speedy. I mean, obviously she does have, I mean, it's Lyn, right? First of all, we know it's Lyn, so she's going to be speedy. But at the same time, she has effects that scale off of her speed. So that's going to be one of her master stats. And that being the case, she's probably going to naturally outspeed majority of the cast already. And then so the condition of decreasing the speed by 25 and doing a follow-up attack is going to be an easy condition for her to meet. So that is obviously very, very strong right out of the gate immediately. Going to be a powerful asset on the battlefield to be able to give that preempt pulse to her allies, have that ability as a basically a ranged powerhouse, have the potent follow X% that's going to be pretty easy for her to meet, the damage reduction, piercing, all that good stuff to make her very offensively capable. Now, Astra Storm for the special, boost damage by 40% of unit speed when special triggers. Again, we know that speed is going to be one of her primary stats, so that's going to be quite good. She's going to proc it immediately, effectively have it ready at her first attack. If unit special is ready or is triggered during this combat, potent follow X% has triggered, and X is less than or equal to 99, then X equals 100. Wait, what? Wait. So this just actually replaces the potent follow X% in Lady's Bow. It completely replaces it with 100, because in either scenario, whether she could or couldn't normally follow up, where X would equal 80 or X would equal 40, instead it's just going to be 100. This is under 99 in either case, it's just going to be 100. What that means is that her potent follow-up attack is going to have the full brunt of her normal attack. So she's going to attack full-powered 3 times in a row. That basically is what it's getting at, more or less here. In addition to 40% of unit speed at the outset, which is obviously going to be very, very strong already. Attack speed finish 4 for the A slot. That is a pretty natural fit for her. Speed taker 4 for the B slot. So this is going to be a new B slot skill available for inheritance. And at start of turn, grants speed, great talent, +1 to unit. Okay, so we're seeing other characters get the great talent ability. And not only that, an inheritable skill, on an inheritable skill at that. After combat, if unit attacked, grants speed, great talent, +4 to unit. after combat. Interesting. Okay. Inflict speed defense -4 on foe. Unit deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed. Neutralizes unit's penalties to speed. And neutralizes effects that inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit during combat. This skill grants a max of great talent plus 20. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that is an absurd broken skill, especially for a character where everything scales off of speed like Lyn here, so that is going to be perfect for her. But, I mean, out of the gate has speed defense -4 on the foe, and again, has scale damage off of her speed stat already immediately, in addition to the anti-guard effect. So she's going to be able to proc that Astra Storm unhindered, which, again, feels perfect for her, because that's exactly what she wants to do. But in addition, that is going to give her raw upgrades to her speed stat at the start of turn and after each combat, up to 20 speed, which is, again, it's going to just build off of itself as the battle progresses. Very, very, very strong skill. And then you've got Panic Smoke 4 for the C slot. After combat, inflicts -3 to all stats, and panic on target and foes within 2 spaces of target through their next actions, and grants foe penalty doubler to unit and allies in cardinal directions. So her C slot, definitely a flex slot. I don't think that's necessarily the best skill that she could possibly have. Not a bad skill by any means, but I think it's a pretty flex slot. Like, you're going to have a lot of versatility in what you could put in there for her. Maybe a more offensively oriented C slot skill. Same with the A slot. The A slot's good for sure, don't get me wrong. But I think both of those, you're going to have a little bit more flexibility in how you want to kit her as well. So we can see the Astra Storm immediately going up against the dual ice mirrors of Fjorm here. And Shield Fighter taking this other hit. There we go, and her attacking the third time with the Astra Storm. So she effectively gets a double Astra Storm in one initiation. I think even before the Desperation happens. So, a style function... Okay, so let's take a look at this. Unit can use the following style. This is completely new. Astra Storm style. Unit can attack foes within 6 spaces of unit and 3 rows, 3 columns centered on unit regardless of unit's range. Okay, so here comes the stupidity. So this is what I was meaning. This is what I was talking about Emblem Heroes. Again, like rocking the boat, breaking rules, basically kind of doing whatever they want to kind of just throw caution to the wind from a design perspective. And yeah, so this is the kind of stuff that I was expecting, that we've kind of come to expect with Emblem Heroes. Alright, starting from the beginning, unit can attack foes within 6 spaces of unit and 3 rows and 3 columns centered on unit regardless of foe's range. Unit suffers a counterattack if any of the following conditions are met. Foe is armored with a range of 2. Foe can counterattack regardless of unit's range, or foe's range is the same as the distance between unit and foe. So again, breaking rules. Lyn effectively snipes from across the battlefield. If unit can attack foes within 6 spaces of unit, and 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit regardless of unit's range. And she can be counterattacked in that engagement if the foe is armored with a range of 2, foe can counterattack regardless of unit's range, or if foe's range is the same as the distance between unit and foe. Makes sense, I think, for the most part there. Now, with the Astra Storm style, unit cannot move or attack structures. After combat, movement effects do not occur, so no Kanto. The remaining movement granted from Kanto is treated as 0. Okay, yeah, there we go. Skill effects range is treated as 2, including by skill effects determined by attack range, like Pavis and Aegis. This style can be used only once per turn. I mean, once per turn is enough, I would say. Style. Change style using the style button at the bottom of the screen. A unit style is only active when that unit is taking an action. When unit is equipped with a skill that has a style, a unit will not be able to use skills like duo skills or harmonized skills. Interesting, okay. Style use is disabled when unit is deployed using pair-up, or when a unit is equipped with multiple skills that have a style. I see. So that is definitely important and worth noting, is that a unit with a style is not going to be able to use duo skills or harmonized skills. So if you put a skill that has a style on a duo or harmonic pair, they are not going to be able to use their duo skills, which is very important to note. So the style itself is geared towards solo units. I mean, that is kind of the takeaway there. and not with deployed or using pair-up attacks. Unit is equipped with multiple styles when they're clashing styles as well. Okay, so if we see it in action here, see what Lyn is up to with this next level of toxicity. So when she changes her style, she's able to attack all the way down the entire battlefield. Can attack foes 6 spaces away 3 times by changing style. Her engaged ally can also attack 5 spaces away. So again, we're going to take a look, of course, at the engage ability, but already sounding ridiculous. Has that preemptive pulse, that pre-charge to Astra Storm, and just able to snipe from the sky and take out a unit from all the way downtown, which is absurd. Which is just absolutely absurd. Okay, Emblem Heroes can engage with other heroes, as we know, and this is going to be her Emblem Effect. So, Enhanced Engage Special. When special triggers, boost damage by units' max special cooldown count value times 4, excluding AoE specials, and unit can use the following style, Emblem Lyn style. Unit can attack foes within 5 spaces of unit and 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit, regardless of unit's range. Unit suffers a counterattack. Okay, so the same counterattack conditions that you can see here. Cannot move or attack structures. After combat, movement effects do not occur. Unit's AoE specials cannot be triggered. Okay, right. And then Kanto is treated as 0. So again, remember that this is just an entire additional ability or mode of attack. This isn't, it doesn't limit the unit in any way. So it just opens up more options. Like, it just opens up the ability, not being able to move or use the Kanto or attack structures or things like that. You can change that just by hitting the style button, right? So if you want to change and snipe from downtown, you just have to hit the style button and use that during their action, and it's really powerful. I mean, it's just a super powerful effect. We already had Emblem Celica, where you could effectively warp across the entire screen, more or less, with very little places to hide. This is, arguably worse, where you have a character that can snipe from all the way down the entire battlefield. And again, making it, especially paired with Celica. I mean, so now you have a unit that that'll have Celica and be paired with Celica, Emblem Celica. You'll have a unit that's paired with Emblem Lyn, and then you effectively have the entire battlefield being a danger zone at that point. So yeah, I mean, it's brutal. I mean, it is definitely brutal, very powerful, and again, the additional damage that the Emblem Hero as pair gets as part of the max special cooldown count as well. Yeah, no, that is potent. That is definitely potent. All right, so yes, it is going to be brutal, as we can see with Florina here. She is getting that Emblem Effect, so not quite as potent, right? Only 5 spaces, but yes, extremely strong. Definitely not to be underestimated. Yeah, that switch effect is nutso. Okay, so these heroes also appear in this event. So paired with Lyn on the banner, sharing green is going to be HEHeroes and Alphonse. Now, Alphonse, like I said, is not limited, has value, of course, on the battlefield. Very strong unit. HEHeroes, extremely powerful, support tank, just outstanding unit. So both of them together are a high value, of course. I'm personally going to make the argument that the Choose Your Legends heroes actually detracts from the banner rather than gives value. That might be controversial. I know some people don't agree with that because, again, the Choose Your Legends heroes are extremely powerful. So to the extent that you don't have them or you're looking for additional copies or fodder of them, this is good value. Again, I think the limited nature, and maybe I'm arguably placing too much value on that aspect of it, and the fact that I feel like most people have summoned on Choose Your Legends aggressively, they typically do, and we'll see them on future banners as well. That to me detracts from it, but again, getting more copies of Alphonse is not going to be a bad thing, and HEHeroes as well. So the very good bedfellows here, at least in terms of who Lyn is paired with on green. So on red, leading the charge is going to be Emblem Ike, still a powerful unit to this day, even though he is the first Emblem hero that they dropped into the game, and the fact that they've been not only not just power creeping, they've been power sprinting through this past year. Even despite that, Ike is still a strong contender and still a powerful hero to have. If you don't already have him, he is still very strong. The fact that he has some counters now does not take away the fact that he is still absurd of a character. And he is going to be paired with Felix, who is an absolute menace, a one-man army on the battlefield, absolutely ridiculous, arguably toxic. And then you also got Veronica on that as well. So that color is very, very strong. Veronica, a little bit older, but still powerful, still limited. I would still put it on par with green, maybe a little bit under green potentially, but still pretty close. On blue, we're taking a look at Sigurd, as well as Bernie. Okay, Choose Your Legends Bernie, and we have Aided Reagan. Interesting. So I can't remember. I don't know if this is our first aided hero on a Emblem/Mythic/Legendary Hero banner. But obviously everything that I was saying about Emblem Heroes also applies to Emblem Sigurd. Absolutely ridiculous unit. Having an aided hero has increased value as well, being limited, bestowing that additional stat boosts to another character. And then Bernie is also incredibly strong. So those three, again, we're not seeing a weak color here stand out so far. And on colorless, we have Choose Your Legends Robin, we've got Eichbernier, and we do have Rune making an appearance here. So everybody got a free Rune, so arguably the value there is diminished a little bit. Again, having additional copies of him is not going to be necessarily a bad thing, but everybody has him, right? And his utility of being that hero that can kind of warp in characters in ether rates, everybody has that right now. So once again, the value is there, just maybe a little bit diminished, Robin, obviously, very, very powerful. Eichbernier as well, very, very strong. I think you could argue, technically, the colorless is maybe a notch below the other colors, again, just because everybody has Rune at this point. Honestly, pretty darn strong showing here across all of the colors in terms of value. So this is, again, to go back to the original thought, this is definitely a banner that I think is worth summoning on. The fact that the Choose Your Legends heroes are here, again, I feel mixed about it personally. I know others don't necessarily agree with that sentiment. Regardless of how you feel about it, they are valuable units to have additional copies of. The Emblem heroes that are on the banner, including Lyn, just have that value that if you don't have them, it is worth going for them. If you're never going to use them and you hate the character, it is still worth going for them. That is the state of Fire Emblem Heroes. You basically, if you want to maximize the characters that you have, you need to have Emblem Heroes, and Lyn is no exception. So again, that being the case, you've got not only Lyn in here, but you've also got Ike and you've got Sigurd. So you've got, some prime choices, prime candidates, prime targets to go for as far as Emblem Heroes go. Great selection of characters, all very, very strong in their own right, including Lyn, who is just sniper madness in Fire Emblem Heroes. The first, well, I'm not going to say the first of many, because who knows, but because again, with the way they've been introducing Emblem Heroes, they break the game, and they don't necessarily usher in, like, more characters that have a similar ability. Like Sigurd, like Celica, that the mobility and that movement hasn't really been matched by those characters. I suspect that there's not going to be another sniper unit exactly like Lyn for a very, very long time. And again, the ability to bestow that with the engage mechanic is absolutely ridiculous. So, pretty much a must summon. For me personally, I mean, I like Lyn in general. I think Lyn is great. Obviously, Lyn is a fan favorite just in general, so she is very popular. People are going to be summoning for her. I'm a fan of Lyn. I like her as a character, would like to summon for her as well, so I'm going to do that regardless. But the fact that she is an emblem hero of such high caliber, makes the decision that much easier, right? Her art's great too. A classic look to her. Can't complain for sure. And yeah, so that is my game plan. I am going to be pulling for her when the banner launches. Let me know down below if you guessed that we were going to get a Lyn as the emblem hero for the month. And what are your plans? Are you going to summon for her? Are you going to go in on the banner? Who are your targets going to be? What colors are you going to be summoning on? Let me know down below what you think about Emblem Lyn, her design, her kit, what you think about the new style change and everything. Let me know down below, and best of luck to you, of course. And of course, happy holidays. We will put out a summon video. Again, this is gonna hit before Christmas, right? Yeah, I think so. So we'll have the summon video out, either on Christmas Day or right before Christmas, like Christmas Eve. Anyway, but even so, just to wish you all a happy holiday, and best of luck to you on your summons. For me personally, gonna be going for Lyn, sniping greens. I might snipe reds too, just because I actually don't have Emblem Ike and I don't have Veronica, so those would be new. which would be useful to have. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting down below, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, let's protect those skies.